Hello everyone, welcome. In this chapter, I just want to quickly show you how you can invite guest users to begin collaborating with your organization's applications or services in the cloud. So let me quickly move on to Azure Active Directory. So here under users, you can see the list of users, their user types, whether they are a member or whether they are guest to your organization. Here you can see I already have a guest user in place. Uh, with the user type as guest and whether the account is enabled or not, and the identity issue and other settings. And here you can see the creation type is invitation. So you have options to create guest user from here. So when you click on new guest user, so it provides you with this options to provide their identity, personal message, groups, and roles they wanted to be part of, and some of the settings and job related information that you can provide. Okay, so before that, uh, before we actually create or invite users to your organization, so you have to uh, go to external identities, and you can see there are some settings, external collaboration settings that you need to review. uh, okay, so if I click on external collaboration settings, so here I have some of the settings that you can see for the guest users. So what level of access that the guest users can have. So right now I have this setting wherein it says guest users have limited access to properties and memberships of directory objects, and you can control those settings, whether the guest users have the same access as members, that is most inclusive, or if you wanted to kind of uh, wanted it to be most restrictive, you can say something like, you can select this option where guest users access is restricted to properties and memberships of their own directory objects. And also you have guest invite settings here, if you can quickly have a look. So this is the most inclusive setting wherein anyone in your organization can invite guest users, including guests and non-admins. So this is the least wherein it's most restrictive. No one in your organization can invite any guest users, including administrators. So right now we have this setting. No one in the organization will not be able to invite guest users. So with this setting in place, let us just try to quickly invite guest user. We move on to users. We click on new guest user. So I'm just trying to invite a guest user. So we'll try to provide a dummy uh, external email ID to just try and check if we are able to invite the user in first place, or if you're getting any error, because the external collaboration settings that I have just shown, we have an setting saying that no one in the organization will not be able to invite guest users. So let's just provide the email ID, which is the mandatory field, and I'm just leaving everything as it is and just trying to invite this user. So here you can see we are getting an error saying that users properties could not be updated after invitation. So guest invitations are not allowed for your company. Contact your company administrator for details. So let me go back to external collaboration settings under external identities in your Active Directory. External collaboration settings under guest invite settings. I'm just going to choose this option where it says only users assigned to specific admin roles can invite guest users. So let me check this option, click on save. Okay, so now the settings got updated. So what I wanted to show you now is, so let me move on to users. So I've currently logged in as account admin. Okay, so I do have test users with the custom domain in place. So if I quickly move on to this user, so I have already assigned a user administrator role to this test user. Okay, so what I wanted to quickly show you is, so whether test user will be able to invite guest users, since this test user already have user administrator privilege or role already in place. let me close this quickly. Let me try to log on different account. Test user, right of custom domain. Provide the password. Okay, so since MFA is already enabled, so I need to provide the verification code. So let me click on text to my mobile, receive the verification code to key in here. Let me click on verify. Okay, now I logged on to Azure portal with my test user account. Okay, so let me move on to Azure Active Directory. So remember, we have already provided user administrator role to this test user. So if I click on users under manage, so I can have this options enabled. Okay, since this user have this user administrator role wherein they can manage all aspects of user and groups in Azure Active Directory. So let me click on new guest user. Let me try to uh, invite a test user. Okay, so we can try to provide a dummy external email ID and just try and see if we are still getting error or if you're okay. Let me try to invite this user. Okay, so now we can see there is no restriction in place. We are the test user as a user administrator now able to successfully invite the guest user. Here you can see the entry code added for that test user at the rate of gmail.com. So I just wanted to quickly show you the uh, guest user already invited and as a part of this account, so they already have access. So if I can quickly show you the once you invite the guest user, so you will be getting an email like this, right? So if I can quickly pop this out for you, so you'll have a personalized email, something like this. The organization invited you to access applications within their organization, and you need to accept the invitation. Upon clicking accept invitation, you need to set up your account and then proceed further. Okay, so let me close this, come back to Azure portal. Okay, so here if you can to this user, okay, you can see they already have access to this. So if I can quickly log on, uh, show you with the guest user account that I already tagged invited to my organization. Let me click on use another account. Provide password. Okay, here you can see that I'm able to successfully log on to Azure portal with my external identity uh, that got created. Okay, so that got set up in the Azure Active Directory. So we have this setting in place in external collaboration settings. So this video we quickly looked at how we can invite guest users to your organization, right? So and before that we need to review the external identities section in Azure Active Directory to make sure we have the right settings, external collaboration settings in place for the admins to invite guest users. Okay, thank you very much.